Hello, my friends. This is Coach Marco Robert, and welcome to another episode of my channel. Thank you guys for checking it out. Today, I want to talk to you about how to network with people, how to grow your business by networking with people, how to grow your life by networking with people. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, hey, how do I get more efficient, more productive at networking with other people? There's a couple of things that I want to talk to you about. Number one is this. The number one reason why most people are not good at networking is because they think that everybody in the world sees the world like they do. Guys, one of the most important lessons in life is to understand that just because you see the world in a certain way doesn't mean that everybody else sees the world. Doesn't mean that everybody else should see the world like you. Even though you are committed, even though you are adamant, even though you are convinced that things are in a certain way, it's very possible that somebody may be convinced of something completely different than you. And it's okay. It's part of the being a human being experience, right? It's all good. It's fun. Can you imagine if we all always agreed together? Man, this world would be a very dull and drab world. Nobody would want to live here, right? It's fun that we all see the world differently. See, we've all had different experiences. I grew up in a different community than you did. I probably spoke a different language growing up than you did. Maybe my religious leaders were different than your religious leaders. Maybe my parents were from a different social stratum of life. My education was different. My experiences were different. And so I bring a different flavor to life. While this is really, really cool, people who don't understand that, when they're networking with other people, they're imposing themselves. They're always imposing themselves. And that doesn't work. And the reality is that's the vast majority of people out there. Because they think that either people already see the world like them or they should see the world like them. So they're very imposing. That doesn't work. In networking, you have to be more interested instead of being interesting. In networking, you want to be listening more than you want to be talking. In networking, you want to be serving people instead of being the recipient of service. In networking, you want to give more than you actually receive. So if you walk into a networking event with this mindset that I'm here not to get but to help, I'm here not to gain but to give, I'm here not to be interesting, look at me, but to be interested in other people. And I'm here with this understanding that everybody will have a different viewpoint, but I bring curiosity and interest in people. Guys, this is the secret of networking. Now mix with that a personality of somebody who's interested, curious, somebody who is fun, somebody who likes to have a good conversation. That's the basic of communication. That's the basic of networking, right? I'm going to give you a secret. If you're not already one of these people, there's kind of a hack. There's a lot of what's called psychometric analyses out there in the world, right? They're basically questionnaires that you do that will help you understand your own profile. Your profile as a performer, your profile as an entrepreneur, your profile as a man, your profile as a father, your profile as a lover. There's a lot of those psychometric analyses. So I invite you to do a couple of them. Why? Because here's what's on the other side of doing a psychometric analysis. That you realize, not just from an intellectual perspective, but really from a visceral perspective, you realize that not everybody sees the world like you. If you do a DISC analysis, DISC is a DISC. You might be high in D and high in I, but very low in S and very low in C. That's my profile, right? But when you realize that, you realize, well, some other people might be the exact opposite of me. They might be low in D and I and high in S and C. Very interesting. You know, if you do the Myers-Briggs psychometric analysis, you're going to find out that there's actually 16 different profiles. There are 16 different profiles. In other words, the human beings can be categorized into 16 different categories of human beings. Wow, how fascinating is that? That people see the world completely different than you do, right? And I don't want you to understand this here. I want you to understand it here. So go out there and do some psychometric analyses. Some of them are free. All you have to do is actually answer some questions, and it's going to spit out a profile of who you are. You know, and then when you start doing these things, you fall in love with discovering who you are, discovering your strengths, discovering your weaknesses. And then it makes you a more open-minded person. Now you go to the world out there and you accept people for who they are because it's just a different person, right? So guys, if you want to become successful at networking, that's how you do it. You know, you widen your scope of life. You are someone who is devoted to being interested more than interesting. You humble yourself. You give more than you receive. And then you actually go out there and you do it, right? That's the last step. The last step is you need to go out there, meet people, and do it. It's a lot of fun, guys. And that's a great way to actually grow your business. Guys, this is Coach Marco. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to leave a comment because I love to interact with you guys. I try to do these videos at least once per week, and I love to read your comments and interact with you. This is Coach Marco. I'll see you next time. Take care. Guys, this is Coach Marco Robert. Remember, if you keep on doing what you've always done, you're going to keep on getting what you've always gotten. Click on the next videos and continue your education.